Indonesia is a large group of islands between Vietnam and Australia. And the largest island of the group, Borneo, is right in the center, and that's where the orangutans live. You start from a town called Palangkaraya, and you go up the river into the interior. The people that live in this part of Borneo are Dayaks, which is a widespread group of people that migrated down into this area years before. The Dayaks live mostly along the river. Our vessel was a flat-bottom riverboat well suited to closely tying up to the shore. Now, Dayak is a general term for the people of southern and central Borneo. They were Hindu animists when they arrived, and their ancient tradition of Nyanga, or headhunting, is a ritual that survived into a couple of decades ago. Our guide, Ari, explains it.
Tribe in this area. This way is so fancy. And this statue called Hampatung or Sapundu, the guardians of the longhouse. So long time ago, few couple of years ago, if you go to a village upstream and you dig under the bone house, usually you find a lot of skulls.
The river's how pretty much everything moves. Grocery boats supply the small villages along the shore. The Dayaks live on and very much in the water. The homes are mostly built on pilings out over the water and convenient to the canoe-type boats that they use. So, I like to see somebody else building a boat. Dayak River villages have an elevated main street, sometimes concrete, sometimes rickety planks. Careful steps are required. We saw some of the ways Dayaks bring in rupiahs, the national currency. One is stingless bees, whose honey can be sucked through a straw. Look at that.
Yung wala, mahal.
Kanisot ka to, kanisot. Geser.
Don't go mixing it with an egg yolk.
Here, they will not find you because
You see them?
It really is amazing.
Getting ready to leave this really friendly village, Robin had a stowaway.
Praying mantis. That's on your head right now. On your head, yeah.
Our guide Ari told us we were invited to a concert by a local family in the village. So off we go, marching along a colorful main street.
this one. And this is
Okay.
Yeah?
That one was the holy books? No. This is the guest book. Yes, this is the holy book. Yeah, this is a holy book for her. So she knows.
The family produced rattan items, beautifully woven, in a centuries-old tradition. The strands are pulled through a blade to help cut them to shape.
Somehow I wasn't expecting them to be able to perform.
Well, they were acting on the road to much larger audiences. Sure, kind of weddings.
Robin got a beautifully made hanging bag. Traditional sapé stringed instruments they had were in the modern age. with plugs for amplifiers.
You have to cut them down.
One of the sources of revenue is palm oil nuts. But one of the biggest sources of revenue are the gigantic bird houses built to sell the nests to the Chinese for soup.
So this is a rubber tree. Now it's fall. That's also rubber trees, a lot of them. Rubber tree is easy to spot. They have 3 leaves. What we do is we tap half of the tree. So this is a big tree, so you tap half of the tree and let the other half growing, so the nutrition can go up.
Well, kill the tree if you do all of it.
Yeah. Boleh ke sana, boleh.
It's okay?
That's the chance you.
Okay. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice.
Yellow flag is mean something. So yellow flag mean a wish. You came here and you make a wish. When you got your wish, then you put a yellow flag. So it means somebody came here a lot and they put a yellow flag. It could be looking for gold and they got what? Good gold money, and then they put it.
Gold mining involves a barge anchored in the river with a diesel pump to run muddy water through a sluice to catch the gold dust. We also got to watch some local girls practice their traditional dance. We thoroughly enjoyed the Dayak villages along the river, very friendly folks, and we were glad to travel on their river to see the orangutans. And it was a pleasure to travel with our crew and companions.
You've got good eyes.
Rescued orangutans need support to survive. They are brought to the island of Pulau Kaja in a forest preserve where even the park rangers are not permitted to enter. Orangutans can't swim, so they aren't able to wander out of the park. Initially, they're provided food at stations along the riverbanks, where they can be monitored by park personnel and watched by tourists. Over time, most of the apes learn to forage and feed themselves. When they are deemed able to survive, they are released to protected wild areas.
He says, okay, show's over. I'm taking my stuff and going.
To see the dragons, you've got to go from Borneo down to Bali in the southern part of Indonesia, to the island of Komodo. The people in the area are called the Bugis. The Bugis came late to Indonesia, but they became expert sailors, and in a lot of cases, some of the fiercest pirates the world knew. In fact, their name, Boogie, is associated with the term boogeyman.
sailing on is called a pinisi, is still very popular in use around Indonesia for transport of people and cargo. We visited a small village where a new pinisi is currently being built. It was the construction crew's day off, so we were able to climb up on the boat without getting in anyone's way. We also saw examples of the beautiful cloth woven by the local village women. Many pieces had been hung up to display for sale.
Thank you.
We were able to explore a very large Lambo vessel, a traditional wooden cargo ship that was under construction on the beach. Still constructed almost entirely by manpower and launched into the surf, they are built very, very large with no plans. We visit Milo Village at the top of a mountain for a dance performance. And our group is welcomed by the village elder, who offers alcohol and betel nuts to the guests. By the way, betel nuts taste awful.
Alcohols in Flores. Usually we make, people they drink when party or they meet their friends.
We got to see a performance of a ritual whip fight. And the women performed as well.
Something, yeah.
We did something like this in one of my gym classes once.
Yeah, we used to do it with elastic.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A bit more coordination needed here, though.
Yeah, this was described in Ring of Fire.
We start our cruise in Bali by ferrying out to the Umbak Putih, anchored out in the harbor. Bali has some of the best beaches in the world for snorkeling, for undersea life, just relaxing under umbrellas set up by the crew, or finding treasures in the sand. Sunken Crater Lake, formed by the eruption of Mount Tambora in 1815, offers an inland excursion for kayaking.
Nak mau dia berekam ni. Tuan ke handphone. Tak ambil tu lah.
One evening, the crew set up a Balinese barbecue on the beach as the sun was going down.
We have to wrap it, you know? So I will be invite somebody to cut the top of the tumpang.
That's been
And of course, I will invite Robin for being a very wonderful. She joined the trip, the snorkeling trip. She's not doing any snorkeling, but she's the very positive guest ever. Like, I'm enjoying it. Boys, yeah. So, get it. Okay. It's a big ride.
Next day, we motored on our way. The Ombak Putih has a pinisi rig, what we would call a gaff catching mate. The vessel is extremely well rigged with Dyneema for the shrouds, a high-performance modern rope, much stronger than steel. It has tabernacle mast steps with houseable topmasts and a curious spar I've not encountered before. A strut bracing back the top of the mainmast to brace the huge head rig they set. The crew goes up in the rig to set the gaff topsails with rat boards like we do, but they set the main and mizzen by releasing brails instead of hoisting gaffs. The crew goes out on a lattice platform to set the large headsails instead of a bowsprit and jib boom. For our cruise, which required Ombak Putih to be at certain places at certain times, the crew only put up the sails for photos. But I'll bet she is a very fast boat if she does in fact sail. The Pinisi used steering oars in the old days on the side of the stern, now only for show. But the vessels still try to preserve a sailing tradition. The Komodo dragon is a giant monitor lizard. To see them, you land your boat at a ranger station where they congregate. Since they eat people, we thought they would be behind a chain link fence, but no.
Okay, come this way.
The dragons were not known to Europeans until 1914 when a pilot crash landed his biplane on Komodo Island. He was not believed. They grow up to 10 feet long, and they do eat people, notably a Swiss tourist in 1974 and several dozen since then, but mostly deer. The lizards were thought to have venom in their fangs. And then it was thought they had an incredibly virulent bacteria in their mouth. But finally it was realized they had venom from between their teeth. Whatever, their bite eventually kills their victims. They use their strong tail to knock down the victim, and then they bite their abdomen and use their hooked teeth to pull out the intestines. It seems we were going hiking where the lizards lived, and the rangers did warn us that it was much better for them to bite you in the leg than in the guts.
So it's a sign that we can have our dinner.